This is Juris Stupidity, a video podcast on the use and misuse of legal terms and concepts in social and other media. This episode is about an important exception to that attorney-client privilege, and that which does not protect lawyers who help or advise in a fraud or a crime. You may recall that I have had a prior episode on the attorney-client privilege. And in that episode, I promised that I would have a later episode on the limitations to that privilege. Well, here it is. A very important exception to the attorney-client privilege is the crime/fraud exception, the focus of this episode. But before I get to this exception, I should inform you that there are several exceptions to the privilege. Besides the crime/fraud exception, there are some common ones that I should mention here, and they all make, well, common sense. One such exception is the death of a client. The privilege ends at the time of death and allows, in the event of litigation, heirs and other parties to breach the decedent's former privilege. Another exception allows a company's stockholders to pierce the corporation's attorney-client privilege under the fiduciary duty exception. Also, if two or more clients of the same attorney on the same legal matter are in dispute, the privilege may be pierced. It is called the common interest exception. The crime/fraud exception, however, is the most confused one. Communication with an attorney about a past wrongdoing is in fact protected, but communications involving a future crime or wrongdoing is not protected at all. The United States Supreme Court has recognized that the attorney-client privilege is central to the proper functioning of the adversary system of justice. And the court has said that, quote, it ceases to operate at a certain point where the desired advice refers not to the prior wrongdoing, but to future wrongdoing. The same court emphasized that the purpose of the crime/fraud exception is to assure that the seal of secrecy not extend to communications made for the purpose of getting advice for the commission of a fraud or crime. Plainly, there are no rules to force a lawyer to participate, even passively, to the commission of a crime. Period.